sure we had all of the lovely updated cards for everybody being level 6 now, which has happened at the end of last episode. So that's a thing.
Yeah, we do so many things now that I'm level 6.
So yes, our party of adventurers here has reached 6th level, and with that has come some interesting new updates to what they're able to do.
That's great.
So that is fun, but I also needed to update things with new armor classes, as some things have shifted around there a little bit. I realized some stats, Constitution for Rick, for example, was a little lower than it needed to be, given the fact that
He has an amulet of
he has an
health.
amulet of health now.
Thanks to us.
Yes. So you guys can see that we've got all of the updated stats here available for you guys to see. And Jake has rolled HP,
Yeah.
so it didn't work out so great this go around.
But that's the risk, man. But that's what D&D's about. It's about rolling like fat garbage regularly.
That's not what... Good point, Jake.
What?
That is what that's about.
It's about what's it about for me.
I know.
It's trying to role play your way around having to roll ever, and then rolling like fat garbage when it's time.
But sometimes not.
Yeah, sometimes I roll with advantage.
You go to the fan and hit that.
Roll
There's
just
that
like
series
regular
of 3
garbage.
buttons in a row. Can you hit the one all the way to the right?
And that's what I feel like you should be
Thank you.
focusing on more.
Yeah.
Is the regular
So,
garbage.
anyway, we are going to pick up where we left off, but first I have a couple announcements and some logistics things. One, Gen Con's tomorrow.
Yeah.
I get up early tomorrow morning to drive to Indianapolis for Gen Con, so I will be there tomorrow. I will be at several...
I just got a Charlie horse cramp or something. Just like my leg just spazzed out.
You need more potassium.
Anyway, I will be I'll be there doing a whole bunch of different events. If you happen to be there and are going to be at the Venture Maidens Middle Sister Mixer thing tomorrow, I'm going to be there. But I'll be out and about and streaming and stuff from there on location, vlogs and whatnot. So be on the lookout for all that stuff over the next few days. So that's one piece that's coming up, and you'll see again games with some of my other friends will be playing online while we're there. 2, we're sponsored by Initiative Coffee Company. That's what we're all drinking, except for Will right now, but that's okay. We got a monster. We're not sponsored by them though. But anyway, Initiative Coffee Company is great. There is a coupon code that you can use to get yourself $2 off of your order of Initiative Coffee, and you have 2 different roasts to choose from. And I believe that coming up this month, they will be giving or unveiling a new celebrity roast, which is, and if what I saw is correct, will be based off of Holly Conrad, and most likely her character Strix on Dice Camera Action. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice.
The Evil Game is next week.
Yeah, it is.
So Evrand will go on hold. Celine should be back.
She will be back.
She will be back.
Everybody's gonna die.
Maybe.
No.
I'm not going
I really
to.
like Morg.
Well, okay. Well, maybe everybody won't die, but
Temerity will.
I'll lend you Mongo with his visor.
Oh, good.
We may or may not be in the new house. The big move is of all the big furniture is going to be on the 10th, so that's next Friday. And little stuff is happening in between, although if I wasn't going to Gen Con, it probably would be sooner, but that's 5 days where I'm just not going to be able to work on stuff.
yeah.
So, you win some, you lose some. We'll most likely be here as things are still being set up in the new house.
Right.
But soon. Soon.
Hello, Internet.
I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we have merchandise. I'm not going to belabor that too much, but see this? I got a little sticker here on the front of my notebook. 2 stickers, in fact.
That's right.
And Pat's got a notebook over there.
Yeah.
Get yourself some sweet Nerd Immersion gear, but I'd wait for sale. They happen about monthly, so a couple more weeks you'll be able to get
We'll let
all
you
of our
know.
gear
I'm
on
getting
sale.
that hoodie.
Do you know if the shirts shrink when you wash them?
Almost definitely.
Probably, yeah. Well, there's different options. There's if you click on the shirt, there's like 4 different shirt options. The cheapest option does a little bit, but there's like super premium or whatever different options for shirts.
Okay. Because I want a shirt, but I'm having this problem where I'm like the worst weight possible, where like extra larges look gigantic on me, but most larges look fine until I wash them, and then they're tight in the
Form fitting.
the
Yeah.
tum-tum, and I don't like it.
I will tell you that the coffee mugs are at least dishwasher safe.
Oh, good.
I don't know about microwave. It doesn't have a label on it, but I've put my coffee mug through the dishwasher several times, and
it
no
felt safe.
fading. Yeah, so it did feel safe. It told me it felt safe,
Good.
which is important.
It's good.
That's a little
Um,
disturbing.
So let us dive into this game and what happened last time. So the party had finally arrived at the Doughten Abbey, and there they were going to do some research on several items.
Sorry, what?
Oh man,
Oh,
Oh, the internet
beautiful.
can see it too.
they
Oh,
can
yeah.
see it
That's
Nice.
the point.
I am.
He is Chongo.
with the bongos.
There he is.
I came prepared for my last game, you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go ahead,
you
Tom.
leave him wanting more. Anyway, the party made their way to. Yeah. Don't tell me how to run my games,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Patrick.
I'd like a hippogriff.
There you go.
One flies out of
wanna-
the sky,
can I-
eats wave, and then leaves.
Ah!
Have a griffin?
Can I be friends with it?
Yeah, no, that's so much better. You
With
can have
mithril plate armor?
Why not?
Alright, well, there we go. Okay, oh, wait, no. Adamantine spiked
Spiked plate armor for
plate
you.
armor. And he's got to be a battle ranger.
Sure, yeah,
Griffin.
he's got levels in barbarian.
Ah, cool, because so he doesn't get hurt.
No, got it.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm on board.
Well, if you're proficient in the armor,
Oh, okay.
then you don't take
But he might
damage.
as well be it.
Could I have a Displacer Beast mount?
Sure.
Oh, nice. Can I also have the effects of the Displacer Beast when I'm on it?
Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Chongo can have +6 bongos.
Woo!
What do they do? +6 to...
2d12.
Performance, all performance checks.
Nice.
I already got
And
plus
to his
11,
DC?
so-
Yeah, and to
His
his
spell save DC?
as long as it uses bongo music.
Oh, there you go.
It's great. Sorry.
Great.
For more on that, check out our Storm King's Thunder playthrough.
Yeah. Just at least watch the first episode, because it's just
You'll
great.
get it.
Yeah, you'll see.
First episode was great.
Thanks for making me think all the other episodes were shit.
And no, the first one just set
It's
the
alright, it's true.
tone.
Yeah, it definitely set the
Yeah,
tone.
it totally changed everything.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, about 2 levels worth. 3 levels worth.
Very.
Anyway, welcome, folks, back to this where we're going to start over again. So the party made their way to the Doughten Abbey where they were going to be doing some research. One, they wanted to employ some of their communication devices to spread the word on a potential hazard to the realm, really, as a whole, of an undead scourge having been released off the coast of Gowager by one Wave Gowager. And also to, research this scourge. What's its deal? What do we know about it? Can we find anything about it at all? I think that was the main thing you guys were there for. You knew that Ember was looking for information on this symbol that she had that was found with her upon her birth, but she's gone. So that doesn't, and you don't have the symbol,
Right.
I described it as looking vaguely like a chicken.
which doesn't
Not helpful in an infinite library.
also is not what it looks like. So
Even that's what Oz thinks it looks like.
Vaguely.
I mean,
It's got wings, it's got a beak. Vaguely like a chicken.
doesn't even have those.
It alludes to wings and a beak.
Nope.
It
Does not have
alludes
any
to
bird-like
an
qualities.
illusion.
Does it allude to an egg?
Nope. She told me that it's a symbol, and it is entirely on me to design what it looks like. So I have what it looks like. I just haven't gotten a chance to give it to her. Because originally I forgot that it was on parchment, and I was going to do something really nice with leather, and I was going to engrave it in a piece of leather. But then she said it's parchment, so now I just have to draw it, and it's not as fun. That's more for me than it is for.
What if it was leather parchment?
I hadn't thought of that.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so the party was there, and while normally coming in to do research is not something that isn't permitted at the Doughten Abbey, The fact that the party just arrived and started spouting about an undead scourge and a danger to all of the land, they're like, okay, so let's talk about this for a sec. That's a lot that you just threw at us all at once.
That sounds like us.
Let me go ask. We'll see what's up. And then they met a disgruntled, elderly, quintessential wizard type who was looking for his lost extra-dimensional abode.
Yeah, how do you lose one of those?
Well, when it's summoned via a scroll,
Yeah,
you lose the scroll.
Probably a dice game.
Yeah, actually, that's the canonical reason why.
Nailed it.
So
good.
they basically said, we'll get you the information you need, but if you could just do us a solid and take care of this wizard's problem, we'll let you in, get the research, and you can stay here as long as you need to have room and board and food and whatnot, if you can just handle this. So the party set out to find this this extra-dimensional space. They found it in a cave. They took care of the occupants and then entered into the extra-dimensional space, where they were greeted by a bunch of basically weird demonic fallen paladin scenario, but they managed to slay and clear out everything within, and also get some items that they were allowed to keep.
Yeah.
Some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And they left.
Some sovereign glue.
Some sovereign glue.
And universal solvent.
Which was equally important.
There is one use of both of those now.
Okay.
That's it. Like 1 ounce, so not much. Make use of it.
We'll make
well.
good use of it.
So that is, the party finished all of that, returned the wizard his scroll, and they learned that his name was Leomund.
Yep.
And that he'd come a very long way to find this. And then that was pretty much where we ended last time. The party all leveled up to level 6 with their newfound adventuring under their belt and some new awesome items. And that's where we're going to pick up today. So you guys got back. Did you rest? I forget if we had you rest when you got back, or you just made it back in the end of the game.
I think we just made it back into the game.
Okay. So that would have been, it's probably evening, we'll say.
Makes sense.
Fair.
What do you guys like to do?
What?
Huh? What?
Huh? What?
Right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you got that.
I do.
You can do something with it? Make sure it's okay.
Yeah, it's in my pouch.
Alright.
And it's cold.
You're cold.
Right? Is it cold? I check it. Next to
Oh.
my chill armor.
Yeah.
The internet doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's already
The
internet.
frost salamander.
Yes.
Yes,
Frost
it was in a
salamander.
frost salamander lair was where the scroll was contained, and there was a mother frost salamander protecting a nest in which there had been slain adventurers, or adventurer, as far as they know, who was seemingly in possession of the scroll. And Wave kept the frost salamander egg. For what purposes? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Smoothies.
Smoothies, yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
Here, that's for
Yeah.
you stepping up your game.
Sorry to...
Bongo game.
So the way those work is, did we talk about those?
You just get advantage and they give you the card back?
Or whatever it
Or-
says on the card.
Or you can use the modifier that it says on the card.
like
It's like
plus
+1, and you can add that to a roll.
Okay.
Or whatever, yeah. For advantage, +1, if that's what the number is, or whatever the function of the card is.
Yeah, it's a hot shot. I can find a day's ration for me in the group.
Oh, do that.
Don't do that.
What? No, do
It'd be
that.
nice.
We already have like 40 days of rations.
Now, you guys used a fair few of those.
Yeah. We're
Because that was
just
when we
over
left
30.
Concord.
That's true.
Yeah.
So,
What I got is that elk, gazelle, deer.
Yeah, but we only got 8 days of rations from it. In the end.
Because we couldn't smoke it.
Yeah.
Because no smoking wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we're back. We're back in the. Andy, you guys wanna?
Yeah, who's around?
Yeah. Who's around?
I mean, when you guys come back in to the courtyard, it's significantly less busy than it was during early morning and kind of around lunchtime. There was a lot more people milling about. It's evening. You don't really know the layout of this place. You don't know if there's like a singular dining hall, separate dining halls, but it's around dinner time, so you can see up on the. There is still like guards kind of up on the walls there, looking down, just kind of surveying the area.
Do I smell food?
Make me a perception check.
Aha. +3. +3. 17.
Maybe. It's hard to tell because it's because you also want to smell food.
Yeah.
Because you just came in from the cold, the briskness of
Yeah,
the outside,
yeah. It's not cold.
and a long and an arduous battle with a fallen paladin and whatnot. So you want to smell food. So you're pretty sure you do.
You guys smell that?
No.
It smells like.
No, but I got the munchies.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I can eat it.
I could also eat.
You want to make food?
I was hoping to find food instead.
Oh. Well, I mean, last time we asked for food, we needed Chongo to change the world of music before we could get a sandwich.
Hey man, let's try again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say no to that, but
That's
there's
right.
not as many people to hear.
Where's Chet?
Kurt?
Kurt?
Kurt.
I was bad.
Oh, yeah, his name's Kurt.
I wrote it down, Jake.
Did
Good
you?
job, Pat.
Where? Okay. I wrote it down, but I said the wrong name on purpose.
Oh, cool.
Because he played the loop.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should find that, the boss people. Because they were the ones who said we could only hang out in the courtyard.
Yeah, that's fair.
Piper?
What?
Well, she's not, I don't know if she's a boss person. But
Well, she was our contact.
yeah. Is Piper around?
You don't see her at the moment, but there's like one or two people, just like walking, like milling about.
Are they red robed?
Let's find out.
Okay.
What was the 3?
White.
Yes. Nope, dark.
Ah.
I see somebody in black robes walking around.
Is it the same person who took the emerald when we brought it?
Good old
Uh,
Thurvin.
No, it's not Thurvin.
Hey,
Jake, what's your...
with my notes. I got my new notebook, and it makes me want to take better notes.
Wow, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Hey, I'll say to the black robed, dark robed person.
Okay, and they will... oh, that's hilarious. We're not going to do that, though. The name that popped up was Lurkin.
Lurkin. Lurkin in the
Lurkin
shadows.
McGurkin. Great name.
It
Keeping it for a
is...
different game.
Lurkin.
Lurkin.
Are you sure it's not Lurkin?
It might be Lurkin. It's Lurkin. Yeah.
Lurkin McGurkin?
No.
No. Well, I don't
You don't
ask
know
him his
his
name.
name.
I just say, hey.
Ed, he kind of looks to you.
Where's Thurvin?
And he's like, I don't know. Probably inside.
Oh, man, can you go find him for us? We just got back.
Sure, yes.
Cool, thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
And he walks through the black door and away, and you guys are alone in the courtyard.
We should have used her name.
Maybe he'll be like, what do those guys look like? Be like, well, one guy was a tiefling who had sunglasses and bongos. Be like, oh shit, everybody knows him. He's Chongo.
Yeah, that's true. I just meant it was a missed opportunity to try and get our team name to stick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Op Force.
Yes,
Think
yes.
Up for it.
I will definitely continue to think about that, yes.
Rick, do you have a better idea?
No.
We need a team name, and
No.
the Heroes of Concord isn't going to work for another, 5 miles. People are going to be like, what's Concord?
It's a type of grape.
Which, we're not the heroes of a type of grape.
We could be, though.
I guess, but it would take a while.
But we're fine like the wine that's made from the Concord grape.
Actually, Concord grape doesn't make great wine.
Yeah, they make good jellies.
Great jellies.
What about
You couldn't be the hero. You could be.
Chongo and friends?
Honestly, with how yesterday went, I'm okay with that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If we're going to follow a name, Chongo would be the one.
Yeah.
Can we be Chongo and company, though?
Aye.
Alright, That makes it sound more official.
Oh, I just thought you didn't want to be saddled with the word friends.
Oh, no, you guys are my friends.
Oh, nice. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to anyone. As far as I know. He's thinking about it.
Maybe.
I might be right.
You might be right.
Yeah.
You guys are here for about 20 minutes before the guy that you saw before comes out to you with Thurman.
Ah. Thanks, guy.
Thanks for hitting third for us. What's your name, friend?
Lurkin.
Can you say that again for me?
Lurkin.
Lurkin?
Lurkin.
Do you have a surname?
Oh, yep, Summergale.
Lurkin Summergale. That's a great name. Kind of contradictory. Well, thank you for helping us out, Lurkin.
And he said, yeah, no problem. And he kind of just like into the shadows.
That was good. He's good at that.
Does he actually leave or is he lurking?
You don't know.
Ah, damn.
Lurkin, can you teach me how to do that?
You don't. No response.
Shit. He's good.
Thurman, how goes your studies?
And he'll be like, yeah, they're like okay. You mean about
The
thing?
gem.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, they're like okay. So I got some stuff for you, I think.
Like information or things?
It's like, oh, what are things? Really?
Good point, Thurman. I hadn't thought of that.
I feel that one.
He's like, so, let's see, he's pretty knowledgeable, Thurman, so let's make a roll for him and see what he was able to determine.
Knowledgeable Thurman.
So he's like, so this stone, it seems to, when I was checking it out, depict some sort of old legend about a city that was destroyed, like, all in one night or something.
Ah, shit.
Something about a conduit through which a demon can come into this world.
Ah, shit.
Totally keep it.
So this demon is a demon of ruin and is supposedly heralded by a plague of flies.
Oh.
We said that.
Alright.
And you guys told him about the face thing. The
Mhm.
face flies, right? So he'll tell you that it matches the description in an old tome of a demon named Arl, A-R-L, the Lord of Ruin, or whatever. He says it also led to a story saying that Arl was a devourer of celestials. And he'll show you like a scroll with a piece of art on it that depicts the skeletal remains of angels burning and falling from the heavens.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Dang.
Do not want to herald that guy.
No.
And I'll tell you, like, but you kind of already told me, but he's made up of a bunch of flies.
Right.
Like, that's what his
Oh,
body
so
is.
we killed him
So we
already.
defeated him.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you defeated a version of him, not him.
Ah, shit. Just
Like,
other
like
flies.
an avatar of him.
Ah.
He's like, if he was here, well, that should be pretty dark. Haha.
I don't get it.
He's a dark guy.
Who is?
Thurman.
Oh, okay, now I get it.
And he will also tell you that there's also some talk about a cult of flies. A
Alright.
bunch of people wear gray robes.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
mentioned
they were active in the area we came from.
He says, so they ingest maggots
No.
that supposedly comes from their master, so he can commune with them.
Well, watch out for them. They will literally kill you for that emerald.
And he goes, apparently if the maggots grow, they say a version of him can manifest from within.
Ah, that's what we did.
We did that?
Oh, well, no, we killed the guy who did that,
Oh,
I guess.
okay.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
I don't know. I haven't known you guys that long.
No, we're actually not that effective in general.
Well, are also not into eating maggots.
He's like, hey man, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, man, whatever.
So is there any way to like unherald this guy?
Because I didn't come across it, but it's only been like a couple of hours, maybe a day.
That was a productive couple of hours, maybe.
So like maybe with some more research.
All right.
You said you had a thing. You showed him the gemstone, right?
Yeah.
He's like, so it might be as simple as destroying that.
Oh no, I gave him the gemstone.
Oh, you gave him the
Yeah.
gemstone.
Yes.
All right. So he goes, so it might be as simple as destroying the gemstone, but that could also have the opposite effect.
Bringing in.
Right.
Yeah.
So I got to do some research and figure that out. Because right now I think we should be okay if we keep it locked away.
Okay.
For the moment, those people might try to assault this, but good luck.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was actually going to be my next question, if you guys were comfortable taking care of it.
He goes, we haven't really heard, like, it was pretty obscure lore to find this thing, so I can't imagine there's that many of them. Like, enough to rival us.
Yeah, we killed 5 of them, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we found like 2 others dead.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, even if there's like 100 of them, like, they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But, I mean, hopefully there's not. But, like I said, it'd be some massive underground thing for them to be so many of them if we're just learning about this thing now.
Yeah, and then like all the way up here, you know.
Yeah, cool.
You at least see him coming.
Yeah, we're pretty defensible.
I feel like we did a good thing.
Yeah.
Because if we find out more information about how to destroy this, do you want us to just take care of it, or do you want to be there for that?
You can just do it.
As long as it's not like super complicated.
Wait.
Oh wait, no.
No.
No. If it
Take your time.
No, you just go ahead and say it.
Oh, no, you guys got this.
Alright.
I mean, unless you need us for something. Like,
That's what I meant.
if you need us to, like, throw it in a volcano, which was
Ha.
Rick's suggestion.
That's my plan. Because if he came at him,
He'd be in a volcano.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
See?
So, yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't a good idea. I'm saying it's not feasible. There are no near volcanoes.
Not anywhere.
That would take us a couple months to get there.
Yeah, it might take some time. He says also there's a rumor that he says that Dyther, there's supposed to be, they're powered by geothermal power, so there's got to be some sort of
Magma going on.
something going on.
But
over
still,
there.
that's the other end of the continent.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it would take a while.
So yeah, if it's like a quest to destroy, then you let us know. But if you guys can just do it, just do it.
Alright.
Yeah. We want to be there if we're here still. Just to
Yeah,
check
if
it
you're
out.
here, yeah, we'll let you know.
Check it out.
Sure.
Okay.
We might glean some
Yeah.
Arcane.
See the show.
arcanetry.
I've never seen a fly demon's avatar crystal destroyed. So check that off the bucket list. But it's a list of things you do before you buy a bucket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which is a metaphor for setting down roots.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought so. Very
It doesn't-
popular.
Doesn't make sense at all.
No, it's a common saying in the East, where I'm from.
Right, done halfling saying. You got it.
That's not okay. That's not. It's a multicultural community. It's not a halfling community.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that one specifically is a dumb halfling saying. Anyway, Thurvid, we really appreciate all the help.
It's like, yeah. It's like, you guys want to eat?
We would love
Yeah,
to
that'd be
eat,
great.
if that's okay.
He's like, yeah, no, that's cool. You guys did us a solid. We're homies now.
Oh,
say it like
love
that.
that.
And he's like, so, and he'll open the door, the black door, and it is just a dark hallway.
Ah.
Nice.
But you can see, and you can see, and he can see. You guys just, he's like, follow me. And he just like, he walks and you almost lose him, like like you can't even see him in this hallway, even with your dark vision. Like he's there somewhere.
Right. I try to follow him.
And he's like, it's this way. And you just hear like
Grab,
a voice echo.
wave by his new cold armor.
It's a little cold.
It's a little cold.
I tap away so you can follow the
except if it's
sound.
cold.
Thank you.
Mm.
I was just gonna follow the clanking of Rick.
I'm dark too.
But no, I appreciate the bongos. It's nice. That's good.
Oh,
Have you been practicing?
Sorry.
oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
So you guys travel in basically pitch darkness for about 15 minutes.
ah, shit.
But he's like, normally this would be a lot faster for me. Because I can just move through this very quickly. But I don't want to lose you guys.
Well, we appreciate that.
Sometimes they say that rookies get lost here for weeks. I don't see how. Anyway.
Because they're dumb, probably. No
Yeah,
sense of direction.
Yeah. And like the voice comes from like right next to
Can you teach other people how to move through shadows?
And he goes, with some training, yes.
How?
Is that
Hello.
He goes, it depends on how quick of a study you are. He goes, it takes time.
I'm pretty good at studying. I taught myself magic in a day in a library with a children's book.
When you put it like that.
He's like, all right, well, maybe.
We'll talk later.
All right.
But this seems like it might be up my alley.
He goes, yeah, man, it might be. And he's like, this, and then you hear the voice from up in front of you, and you go, like, this way.
This guy.
That's another halfling metaphor.
What?
Nothing.
Oh,
I
okay.
can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Can't. Just because I can't see in the dark doesn't mean I can't hear in the dark.
Sorry.
Can't smell in the dark. Different thing.
Totally different.
I keep walking.
Yeah, so after about 15, 20 minutes, you guys come to a door, and he's like, all right, hold up, there's a door here.
Cool.
And you guys can see the door with
Right.
your dark vision. So you see that, like, the door opens, and then, like, as light spills into this room, then he is revealed from the light. And you can see a massive hall where people are milling about, eating, and it seems to be, like, a feast hall,
Cool.
if you will. And you can see there's thousands, potentially, people here.
Oh shit.
Jeez.
Yeah, that emerald is safe.
I mean, assumedly, yeah. Assumedly, is that word?
It is now.
Okay. Food time.
Yeah. I will have one food, please. And then one more.
So what are you guys looking for food? Because it is like a big feast hall. So there's like food on all the tables.
Some meat. And some gravy with like a big chunk of bread. And some cheese.
All of those things are here and available.
And then pie later.
Oz is going straight for dessert.
Okay.
Just want like a really nice, like big hero sandwich.
Yeah, man, they got that.
You are a hero. Makes sense.
And you're a
salad.
sandwich.
With balsamic vinaigrette.
I mean, balsamic vinaigrette is. I guess that would be. I mean, theoretically that exists, just not probably called the same thing.
Right.
But yeah, there is. You can get salads. That's definitely a thing that you can get.
Yep.
And again, there are big tables, they're real long tables, and there's people, mix and matched all throughout, different colors, smatterings of whites and black, green, red, a mixture of all the different colors all throughout here.
Cool. Is there like a high table where the masters sit?
Would there be? Okay, I haven't decided if there.
Sit with me, man. High table.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, there can be. It's got four chairs, and it's kind of in that order of red, white, black, green, kind of up there. And
So
you see-
let's go meet near there.
What?
After we get our food, let's go meet there.
Why?
Well, not like at the tables, just like this place is big. I don't want to lose you guys.
Okay.
Okay.
We are the only ones not wearing robes.
Yeah, we're not tall. He's not tall.
I'm so little.
That's fair. Just follow the sound of the bongos.
Are you playing the bongos right now?
Okay. Just assume constantly, kind of like at least tapping away, right?
Yeah, just like you'd be plucking away like a string if you're walking with a guitar.
Yeah.
Probably something similar.
Probably something similar.
Okay.
Just like Hikash.
Oh, well, not Rick. Here we go.
So, where you guys are gonna go get your food and sit at a table somewhat near
That's
the front.
head of the
the
table.
front.
Yeah.
Cool.
And when we're done eating, we should talk to someone about the Scourge. See what's going on there.
Yeah. Pepper.
Piper?
Piper, yeah, that's right.
We're getting there.
Yeah. She was the red-robed monk lady.
Yeah, you don't have to explain that. I just told you her name.
Yeah, well, I almost told you her name.
Yeah.
So maybe
Either
I just
that or
jogged the
you were
memory.
requesting something to put on your steak.
Do you have pepper?
Do I have? No, I don't carry pepper.
Okay, it's right there.
It's,
Pass
oh,
it.
sorry.
Alright.
Mage handed it.
Oh, it's floating.
Ah. I feel like it's a great amount of pepper. That's perfect.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Well, all right, I'll see you later, I guess. Just
That's
sitting.
what Oz sounds like when he eats pie. Which is a joking hazard. You shouldn't eat pie like that.
No.
Yeah, probably not the best way to go about that.
The vocalizer.
So we eat dinner.
Yeah.
Does anything unusual happen during dinner?
No, it seems to be just everybody hanging out, doing their thing.
Is Kirk around? I mean, him getting a quick jam sesh after.
Yeah, man. Like you see him around, and he's kind of like everybody is relatively. It's not super structured, right? It's not like a Hogwarts situation where people are at the tables. Like it's predominantly one color per. But people are mix and match. There's no real super strict structure. And you notice he stands out, and maybe it's just because of who he is, but he's the only one sitting on the top of the table with his feet on the bench, and he's plucking away, and he kind of like, because he's significantly higher elevation-wise, and like, he's the only one you see doing it, so either he's that much of a rebel, or people just don't care, you don't know, but he's there.
He's a rebel with a cause.
It's the play music.
Yeah.
You ain't get a deck of cards here.
Nope.
Fair.
It's pretty good.
This is delicious.
What kind of pie did you get?
I don't know. What kind of pie did I get, Ted?
What kind of pie do you want, Sean?
Peach cobbler.
There's peach
not
cobbler. That's
fucking
not a
pie.
pie, but
That's peach cobbler.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Oh.
you're looking around. You're like, I'm looking to try to find a pie, and they're like, what kind of pie? You're like, peach cobbler. And like, you definitely hear like a head smack from someone in red robes. Like,
Well, here's some peach cobbler.
And I would also like some pie.
What kind of pie is that? Now that you finished your peach cobbler.
Either pecan or like apple or banana cream.
You
or-
can't tell?
Oh, I thought you were asking what kind I wanted.
No, I asked what kind you had right there on your plate.
Oh, I don't have pie on my plate. I have cobbler.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Rick! Hey, Rick! Rick, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Rick, that's not how tables work. You're making it weird. Doesn't have to be as weird as you're making it.
so anyway, yeah, you're just kind of having your conversation with other people, Rick, as you're hanging out eating there.
Yep.
I'm trying to steal something from Rick.
Okay.
Oh shit. What was you trying to steal?
I have no idea.
19.
20.
20.
All right, and what are you trying to steal?
Just go into the pocket that I can see and take something.
Okay.
It's for the principle of the thing.
How much is your? What was your?
20.
Yeah, that's above your passive perception.
Yeah.
So yeah, you take whatever's in that pocket. What's in that pocket, Jake?
In that pocket is some silver chalk that erases rust.
I have that now.
Cool. I'm gonna cross it off my stuff, so keep track of that.
I'm gonna give it back in
Nope.
a second, so I don't do that.
Oh, okay. Alright. So, do we see Piper around?
Make me perception checks.
9. I don't, but these new people are very interesting.
27.
6. 12.
All right, you do. You guys are all like, you see Piper? Like a lot of people. No.
I'm very...
And then, yeah, you just hear Wave just inhale, and he's like, right over there.
Oh.
That's more accurate.
Alright.
You should get that checked out.
You guys all full? Does anyone need anything
Nice
else?
to meet you guys.
And they're like, yeah, you're spiky. One of the guys in black robes is like, that's pretty cool.
I'm removing rust from a fork. If it was rusty, I don't know.
But the forks here are not rusty.
Yeah, I know, but doing it on principle.
Oh.
I ignore him and go talk to Piper.
Okay. You see she's sitting with another group of folks in red robes.
Nah, well, I'll wait until she's done with
Well, I mean, she's eating. They're
Oh.
just hanging out and talking.
Alright. So I'll walk up to her and be like, oh, hey, Piper, how's it going?
And she's like, oh, well, how, are you back? Is it done?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, she did see you returned already. I forgot
Yeah.
about that, yeah. So she's like, well, have you eaten? There's plenty of food.
Oh, yeah, no, we just finished dinner. We thought we'd come seek you out, see if either we could get like an audience with the elders or if you'd heard any word about anything.
And she'll be like, oh, you're just asking about if you could get the research that you wanted, yeah. And she's like, an audience, perhaps, but you are free to. I can show you where at least
That
to do research is you're more than welcome to do so.
Awesome. Let's bring your fancy chalk. We got some research to do.
What fancy chalk?
I ignore him.
Does chalk in your pocket?
I still ignore him.
All right.
Then I check my pocket.
I put it in a different pocket.
Well, it's not in that pocket that I expected it to be in. Like, no, not in that pocket.
That wasn't the one. The other one.
Why would it be in that one? I never put it there.
That's a great point. It's probably gone forever.
It must be gone forever.
Let's go do the thing you wanted to do.
All right.
With your perception check from before when you're looking at Piper, you notice something that is a little bit off. Is that one of the masters at the high table is a gnome.
Which one?
The one in red. Which you've only ever seen one before, who was part of the high five. Not long for this world, apparently.
That was that guy. They're dead. They're dead now.
And just a point of fact, they're not too common, at least in this area.
They're pretty rare even.
Yes. And you don't see whoever the Grandmaster is. At least.
Yeah, he doesn't need to eat
Correct.
based on the fact that he's transcended reality.
Pretty much.
Gross.
I don't think that means what you think it means if you think it's gross.
What?
What, transcending reality?
No, I mean just meant the idea of not getting to eat is gross.
Oh, I'm sure he could if he felt like it, but he doesn't
Why wouldn't you?
because he transcended reality.
Gross.
You can also, I guess you all would see that the master in red robes is a gnome. The master in white robes is a half-orc. The master in black robes is a tiefling. And the master in green robes is a halfling.
What color do you like?
Like a gray, like a charcoal gray.
Cool.
It's a female.
Oh.
The other are males.
Chongo winks, but again, with glasses, you can't see it, so it's just... keeps forgetting, you know?
Dude, he does the cool, like... with the eyebrow and everything.
So, you're jamming with Kurt, so go ahead and make me a performance check.
Oh, man. +3. It's plus 19.
And Kurt has a
It's good.
21. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Not quite as good as last time. But
No, but you know, lightning in a bottle, right? So,
can't really find music every day.
no. Then what is music?
Yeah.
But no,
We
you
gotta
guys
catch up.
jam out, and it's not. it doesn't draw the same size crowd that it did before, where people basically just dropped whatever they were doing. But there's definitely some people that are jamming on it. So you get a couple people are trying to some people are clapping, some people are trying to fake bongoing on the table, try to keep up with the rhythm.
The air bongos.
The air bongos, sure. Some air looting happening. Anyway, yeah. So
that's kind of what I do. Air loot.
So you guys are gonna go do some research. She asked. She looks and asks if you want to go now or if you'd like to.
Are you finished with dinner?
And she's like, more or less, yeah.
I guess. Yeah, why not, right?
Sure. We could do a couple hours of research. We also we're hoping for lodgings, if that's possible.
And she's like, yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna be like, is it impolite to approach the masters unannounced?
And she says, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but
Alright.
you never know if they're in a mood to entertain. And why? Is the better question?
Well, I'm the holy fighter,
Uh-huh.
and I wanted to introduce myself to the white-robed master. And I know there's probably many people here above me, but I just wanted to let him be aware of my presence, and if he needed anything, that I am at his, service.
And she will
Make some respects.
She will nod, and that it's respectable, what you have done, and she will point you to a half elf that's not too far from where you're sitting, and she says that's Sarah, and she is, while she's not a master, she's been here for a while, and she may be, if you speak to her, she can possibly set that up.
Okay.
Just because you are still relatively new here, again, it may not be any problem to approach them at all, but better, why disturb them if she can answer what you need.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll do that.
Okay. So you're gonna go talk to Sarah, I guess. Chongo is rocking out, and you guys are gonna go do research.
Sounds good.
Sounds like what I'm good at. Going with us.
All right. So you keep playing. That's easy enough to handle. You two go. She leads you through a door out the back. That you kind of travel down a. This is a hallway that is kind of has shades of crimson here. The walls are lit with different color red continual flame orbs that are kind of floating. And it is very ornate, this hallway. And there is a red carpet on the ground, like a runner in the middle of the stone-worked floor. And she will take you, you walk maybe 5-10 minutes, and there's doors all around. And she'll take you to one larger set of double doors, and she will open it, and there's a vast, multi-tiered library. And she says, this is one of our smaller libraries. This may... She says, you may be able to find what you seek here. What did you want to research?
Old school undead
Stuff.
issues, problems.
Okay, and she will kind of beckon you further back, and she'll point you to like a section, maybe it's 2-tiered, but it's just a lower tier, so probably about 12 feet high by about 14 feet long. She'll say, this is a section we have dealing with ancient societies, and then she'll point you to like another, you walk a little bit ways over, and she says, this is a section dealing with undead. This is not all of it, but
it's a good start.
this is a good place to start, and we'll
Right.
see if we need to go further than this.
Fantastic.
Also, I had this thought right now. Wave took an egg from a frost salamander, and he thinks he's gonna raise it. So before we leave, we might be looking at some books see if you guys have any information on frost salamander, life cycles, things like that. Things he should know if he's trying to rear one, and also if there's a book that says don't do that, that would be great too.
Yeah. That's what
We don't need to do that
that's
right
what
now. Just
Rick's,
before we leave.
Rick's book of advice says.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Make an omelet.
We would have such a good omelet with that.
Yeah, the thing's massive.
Or a gross omelet because it has a living fetus in there.
Well, we would continue with the omelet idea. Hey, us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know why they picked this color scheme for this sect of the Abbey?
I don't.
That way everybody's well read.
And she doesn't chuckle
10 points.
with the nature of someone who's heard this joke so many times.
So many
before.
times. The first time I've ever made it up, though.
That's
I like
true.
it. I like it a lot.
She will tell you.
Which is actually unfortunate because this is the only place that joke works.
Right.
So when we leave, like no one's gonna get that joke unless
Yeah.
they've been here. We should look for people who have been here. They'll get
Yeah.
it.
They would.
Was Ember well read, or was she well brown?
Brown. Tan.
Yeah. She was well done.
She will tell you just what she knows a little bit about frost salamanders off the top of her head, is that they are, at least when full grown, relatively intelligent.
Okay.
Not a humanoid level intelligent, but
Smart enough.
smart enough. Smarter, definitely significantly smarter than a dog or a cat. So potential, and that they do have, some of them have the ability to speak. So just take with that what you will.
Yeah.
As far as, rearing
Right.
goes.
I haven't thought of that.
If you can teach it, then maybe you can make it not evil. Or make it not eat people.
Fair. I mean, that might not.
Expensive to feed, though.
Yeah, a lot of.
Anyway, I
Ice.
doff my armor.
Teach a ton. I'm not there, so.
And she will, basically,
That is polite of you.
Yeah.
she will, but she'll, as you guys are having this conversation, she'll just talk about how, there's been rumors of, and always stories about people taming, chromatic dragons if they were raised from infancy. It's not easy work because you're trying to break an inborn
Right.
trait, but for the most part, it is doable if you're vigilant enough and willing to take the bumps and bruises that go along with it.
Wow, that sounds like Wave. Vigilant and willing to get hurt.
That's beautiful. All right, let's get reading.
Alright.
Alright, so he takes 10 minutes to doff all of his armor.
Well, I read several books.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fast.
So go ahead and make me a history check or intelligence check.
Excuse
I
me.
guess a history check.
Does this have to do with stone cutting?
No. But it has to do with metal work, potentially, depending if you research metal boats.
Oop, that's sneeze. I need to blow my nose.
Do I see anything?
19.
metal bolts?
19?
19. Tissue. Is there like toilet paper on it or something?
No. Head upstairs.
What's up?
No,
it's gonna be gross. Chunky.
15.
Okay. Well, I guess what were you looking up? You were just what were
But
you
she
going to
pointed
ancient
us-
societies, or were you going
I was
to
going
undead?
towards undead.
Okay.
So I'm just even if I could just get maybe what type of undead this could possibly be.
Okay. So remind me what information you have that you know as Rick to see what you
Right.
can.
So I know that Wave went down there. The thing was in a sarcophagus covered in runes, and it had a powerful magic aura around it. And that when it popped out, Wave tried to cast a spell at it, and then it stopped the spell, and then Wave ran away, and then the thing used magic to create a whirlpool and then kill everybody.
Okay. So with your 15, you will learn that there are multiple kinds. Well, you'll just you can find that there are multiple kinds of undead that have access to arcane magic.
All right.
the ability to counter magical spells is typically an arcane training. So, liches obviously have the ability to do that.
Liches.
Demi-liches have the ability to do that. Certain vampires have the ability to do that. Mummies do not. Deathlocks do.
What is a deathlock?
A deathlock is a warlock that's pact went wrong, and they pissed off their patron, and their patron turned them into an undead servant.
Ha! Well, you mess with the bull, you get turned into an undead servant.
That's how that saying goes.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those dumb halfling sayings.
Rick
I hope
chuckles
you
to
see that,
himself.
Sean.
What?
I said, I hope you see that, Sean, in the future.
Anyway, we'll pretend like we didn't say that.
Say what? What?
Exactly. Did you find anything good over there?
Maybe.
I'm looking up different kinds of undead, which might be able to stop spells.
Who were you researching?
History of the... I don't know.
Long goes.
Looking
for the brass boat? Yeah, brass boat.
A skull lord is another one that can do that.
A skull lord?
A skull lord, yeah.
Badass.
Basically powerful beings, multi-headed skeletal beings that have claimed dominion over areas of the Shadowfell.
Ooh. I'll have to ask and see if it was multi-headed.
Actually, for what you're doing, Wave is kind of crucial because he's going on his side.
Yeah, that's true, but I figured I'd get like a list together and
Fair.
then I'd be like, hey, was it one of these? And he'd be
Yeah,
like,
like
"Ah,
this."
did it have multiple heads? And he'll be like, I don't know. I think that's fair.
Alright, fair.
So, we'll see.
I think that will be. Oh wait. And Alhoon also has that.
Alhoon.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Alhoon.
Who?
Alhoon.
Hey, whom?
Mr. Hoon.
And Alhoon
Ah.
is an undead mind flayer.
Oh,
It's
that's
an
terrifying.
undead mind flayer.
Oh, that's terrifying. Does it still suck out your brain through your nose?
It doesn't. You don't have that information. yet.
Doesn't have that information here.
I mean, like, that's the first question that one would ask. I would say, what's the first question that I asked?
Maybe maybe the person who did this research on it is like secondhand, like, because the first person got their brain sucked out.
Well, you would know that mind flayers typically don't dabble in arcane magic. That's sort of a no-no for mind flayers, psionics. So a mind flayer that seeks out magic is usually shunned.
It's more about mind flayer society and how they'd become outcast if they sought out arcane knowledge than it is about specifics about brain eating technique.
Got it. I mean, it sounds silly, but whatever.
Also, there is, I guess, the whammy of that is the a lich, which is an Alhoon that becomes a lich, which is another thing.
It's a lot of layers.
So
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like a parfait.
Like an onion. Layers.
Everybody likes parfait onions. Onion parfaits.
Yeah,
Which layer is the onion in that parfait? That's...
Well, they're all. They're different kinds of onions.
Oh. So, like, I guess, like a crispy fried onion and, like,
A
you know,
shallot,
onion and... Okay.
red onion, Spanish onion,
I don't like this already.
Is there still like yogurt like in a normal parfait?
Citrulline gold.
Oh, I'm not
here.
French onion dip.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
No, it's icing.
You're icing.
Okay.
Certain death knights.
Death Knights. See.
I forgot what I was going to say.
That's just so good.
Roll for initiative. 20.
What?
See how initiated I am.
3.
18.
Mine wasn't actually at 20. I didn't even look at what they were. I just said 20.
Is it? No, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
silly.
that's basically what you're able to gather
Alright.
from your undead research of undead that could counter spells.
Alright.
Thanks, son.
Cool.
And you were researching brass boats.
Historical, famous brass boats.
Oh, I see.
Or infamous.
Preferably with arcane
boat
sigils.
You got a 19?
Yeah.
Alright, so brass, very specific research doesn't lend too much information as you
Fair.
are focused on one very specific set of information. So, remind me, is brass boats that have to deal with undead?
Historical.
Well-known brass boats.
Not well known.
Historical.
I would know. Historical, significant brass boats with associated with arcane magic, like sigils, things of that nature.
I see. Okay. That's a very specific train of
We're
thought.
looking for a very specific piece of information, Ted.
Okay, yeah, sure. So your research doesn't turn up too much. Perhaps if you broaden your scope.
All right, I'll try.
But I'm not done. So you do get some information that, brass boats with sigils for arcane purposes, it doesn't really behoove one to make a boat out of wood and carve sigils because over time, water and waterlogging can ruin the sigils and things can warp and shift, so the magical connotation or incantations built into the structure will lessen or alter potentially in fatal ways. So if something was carved in such a way or designed in such a way to be arcanely warded, or perhaps, whatever the purpose of this was, you'd want it to be made out of something where it's not going to alter. So that would make sense why a brass boat would be covered in arcane sigils. What this could be, there's a little bit about, you find that, could be something for fast travel, right? Something to make it impervious to, outside forces of like piercing, to make the boats essentially unsinkable, make it travel fast, better in, shallow water versus cold water versus, traveling through ice, things of that nature. So that's minor ship incantations. You get a little bit about that.
I like that.
It's kind of written off as like a theory of the potential of literal like flight, like airship, on like a boat.
That sounds silly.
Which is silly because that's a thing that does exist in some places, but like this would be basically a water to air vehicle. But it's written off as like it's not really a thing that exists. So that's what you get in that particular set of
I liked it.
information.
Then I'm going to research historical. I guess evil. Wait, Rick.
Yeah.
Wait, help me narrow down the scope of what I'm looking at. I was thinking of historically relevant undead. You're already falling asleep.
What? No. Okay.
Like, I guess evil figures in history, undead figures in history. What am I thinking of? How?
Yeah. I don't know about maybe undead. Figures in history. Yeah, that sounds correct.
All right.
I was looking up kinds of undead that might be able to counter a spell.
Oh, that's probably a pretty long list.
So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things that might be able to do it.
Okay.
So I mean, it's,
Did the book you were looking at have illustrations?
I mean, generic, because some of them are...
some of them were good, but then like other things were just mentioned.
Yeah, like a vampire can look
I've
like...
looked through 3 books, so I mean, I'm making good progress.
You are. I mean, you sound a little defensive.
What? No.
You're doing a good job.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, just the ones with the illustrations we should show Wave.
Yeah.
That was my only point.
Oh, that's a good point.
See if
Yeah,
one
so
look like that.
I'll
Can
get
I
some
have shown up?
bookmarks.
We'll get there.
Okay.
No, you're not allowed.
Alright, so cool. So I'm gonna look through like the history section for I guess traumatic events that took place in the west somewhere like west
Did you look for
Coast-ish.
brass boats?
I did. What I found out is that if you're gonna carve an arcane sigil in a boat, you don't do it in wood because wood warps.
Oh, duh.
So
That
it would
makes
change
sense.
the sigil. So that would make sense as to why the boat we found was made of brass, with the arcane sigils and all. But so I found out the why. But I guess this kind of stuff isn't specific
More
to
about
one
who.
boat. It's not like there was one famous brass boat ever. So, which I was hoping for, if we're being honest. But yes, now I'm gonna look for cataclysmic, evil
Undead.
forces,
All right.
undead, something like that.
I'll join you with that.
Specifically on the West Coast.
Okay. We'll get to you guys in a sec. We're gonna jump to Wave, but I did want to say that
Alright.
in your traveling, you have maybe come across some boats that had, but rather than like a boat made of brass, it might have like a brass
brass ring.
band
Yeah,
or a
that makes
ring
sense.
around it with specific things. An entire boat made out of it, like that's a lot of canvas, so it needs to have a lot of whatever it is
Yeah.
for some reason.
Right.
So wait, you go up to this Sarah, I assume.
Yes.
Okay, so she's sitting, and you can see she's sitting at a table, and her robes are sort of a mixture of like a cream and like an off-white. And you see that she's got she's got some texts in front of her, maybe prayer books, maybe just tomes, you're not sure. And there's a holy symbol she's got that's kind of like sitting next to them on the table, and she's kind of just doing research or reading.
Can I see what the holy symbol is?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a religion check. Because you're not too religious, so we'll see what you know.
It's a 10.
Okay, that's enough, because it's, relative knowledge of the realms. It is a Mishrin holy symbol. Because I rolled a 9 on the percentile die.
Nice.
He's strong.
So, yeah.
She's the best at this.
I'm gonna go up to her and say, "Hello, Sarah."
And she'll kind of take like a beat to like continue reading where she's at, and then she closes the book, and she kind of looks up to you, takes off glasses, and says, yes, hello, hi.
Hello. Yes, I'm Wave. Wave Gowager. I'm here with some of my companions. I was looking to potentially introduce myself to the Master, the Holy Master, Master of Light.
Mhm.
I'm a follower of the Trinity, and I just wanted to make my presence known, and if there was anything that I could do to help, then I'm here.
And she says, oh, all right. She kind of like looks up at the high table and kind of sees what's the vibe and kind of judges the scenario for the moment. And she says, all right, what are you doing right now?
I was going to go look up in the research library about a scourge that was released from a brass boat. I actually released it, unfortunately, and it destroyed my town, and we're looking to fix that.
And she's like, wow, that is a lot of
Yes.
information. We just met. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So you want me to take you to the research library, or you want to go talk to the master? Maybe don't open with that line when you talk to them.
Sure.
Just like read the situation.
Well, no, I just wanted to introduce myself,
Sure.
and then
Just-
let
well,
them know
they
that I was going to retire to the library.
Every time.
okay. She says, well, they look to be in a relatively jovial mood, so why don't we go do that now, and then I'll
Sure.
show you to where you need to be. And she will get up from the table and she'll pick up the book and on the holy symbol over her head, and she will walk with you kind of up the side steps up to the main kind of small table where the four masters sit.
I want to make sure I follow in step, but like slightly behind her.
And she will kind of go up
Proper.
and in a very Easterly, like bow to the masters at the table, and they all sort of nod in respect to her. And she turns her attention to the half-orc master there in white robes, and she says,
As she does this, I'm gonna take a knee.
"Oh, okay, wow, all right." So she's.
I also, for roleplay, sorry. For roleplay, this new vigilance I have, when I'm not like fighting with it, I want to have it kind of wrapped around my arm.
Okay, cool. So just you got you've got the chain.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and she will say, and she'll kind of, as she gets up out of her bow, she'll say, Master Trusk, we have, this is Wave Gowager. He wanted to introduce himself to you specifically, so, and she kind of gesture you forward.
Yes. Hello, Master. I figured you would be the one to talk to because I am a fighter or Templar of the Trinity. I'm sure you're aware of them, and I just wanted to make my presence known, and that I'm at your command while I'm a guest here in your monastery. Abbey.
That's a monastery too. Very good. And he kind of looks you over, and you can see, even though most of these people are relatively lithe, while still seemingly having a degree of discipline, pretty muscular, this half-orc at this table. And you can see there's a holy symbol about his neck as well. You can make me a religion check if you'd like to.
I would.
See what that is.
Definitely would. For 11.
Okay. It's shaped sort of like a gear, and you would know that this is the holy symbol of Gond, the Wonder Maker, inventor god, knowledge of of devices and creation and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And he says, "Well, thank you for that. Your choice of deity is well respected in these lands, as it is here as well. I do not know what we would need to call upon you for, but if the case arises, we'll let you know. It's nice to meet you."
Alright, and I will do as I rise, I will do the Bricken's
Yep.
salute and say thank you, and I won't keep you any longer.
And he says, and he just kind of nods, and Sarah bows again and will walk you off the stage, and she'll lead you over to the red door and tell you that it's, 5 minutes down on the right should be probably where your friends are.
Sure.
Oh, the dogs are still outside. They were very quiet.
They were. Good for them.
Yeah. We'll let them inside real quick.
Well, that was fun.
Natural 20. Shit, man. Every time.
I'm drawing the different types of undead.
Ooh.
I like the vampire the best.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
What's up?
I'm drawing the undead for
I like
Wave.
it. I like it. That next one, Death Knight?
Yeah,
I could tell.
you can tell.
That's how you know it's a good drawing. If I can tell what it is.
He's got the torch.
Yeah.
that Death Knight.
That helps.
I have.
Oh.
All right. So after your jam session ends, Chongo,
Yes.
what would you like to do?
I think Chongo's gonna want to go over talk to the Master of Darkness here. The nice tiefling lady,
All right.
He's just going for it.
Yeah.
Just walking right up, huh?
Yeah. So he's gonna roll up and be like, "Hey, girl, let's check." Oh, that's a natural one. So.
Oh!
Shut
Hey,
up.
girl.
He misses the bongo and then just get out of my abbey.
And she's like, and she just chuckles, but it's like I guess her demeanor and her voice is very Aubrey Plaza. So non-committal and just you can't tell if she's just judging you, and making fun of you, or that's just how she is.
Mm-hmm.
And she just kind of like raises like a rocks people's eyebrow at you and just like.
You heard me play earlier, or what about Kirk's, got a good jam going. What do you think?
Still trying.
That's it's
Commendable. More than anything.
He commits.
Fucking going for it. I love it.
When's the last time I saw a tiefling lady? It's been a while.
Man, a day earlier, and you would have met too.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's entirely true. And she sort of like steeples her fingers and puts them up to her lips. And she says, "No, I missed it."
Oh, that's her fault. It's too bad. I can give you a private performance later if you want.
Yeah, buddy.
With or without Kurt? This is just for Sean.
Undecided.
Fair. And like you notice that like the other masters at the table sort of like swivel like, towards Chongo. Yeah. If they weren't so disciplined, it'd be very Friday-esque. Like, but they're very disciplined, so not so much. And she just chuckles to herself a little bit. And she's like, "No, I think I'm busy later."
All right, yeah, me too. Just not.
You should have used your inspiration for your role.
You should have.
Yeah, there's still time for other things.
It's true.
Chongo's just gonna like slink off to the library with them. I think. It's like,
And there goes Wave.
Yeah, right. Oh, and that's my friend. Bye.
Oh yeah, like I said, I was busy. So,
yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you guys eventually, after you guys are at this point, you make your way to.
what does this word say?
Cow. C-O-W.
Oh.
Yeah. You were holding it upside down.
I was thinking it was a walk.
No. Nope.
Oh well.
It's not the direction that C's go in. Go the other way.
And that's when you two walk in.
Years.
Rick looks down at the walk he has on the ground.
You're a little betrayed. How's your guys' night going?
Oh, just perfect, man. Perfect. No need to ask anymore.
Very specific. I will no longer ask. We're reading books, so that's fun. I like books.
Yep.
Cool.
You guys want to help?
Yes.
Cool. Wave. Rick had some pictures to show you to ask if the Scourge looked like any of those.
Oh yeah.
Chongo, you can help me look.
Right now I have
Maybe
the
the
Lich,
Lich.
the
Maybe the
Demi-Lich,
Lich.
the Vampire, the Death Knight, and the Skull Lord.
Maybe the Lich.
Definitely not the Skull Lord.
Didn't have 3 heads. Alright.
The Demi-Lich is just a skull, so not that.
That makes sense too.
You have, what do you have, a Lich?
A Vampire and a Death Knight.
Not the vampire, because they have flesh.
Ah.
Although, if they're very old, it may take some time to regenerate that. So, possibly.
Okay.
Could be the Lich.
Okay. I hope not.
Could be the Death Knight, though it didn't have any armor, which would be strange.
Unless maybe
But-
his armor was like somewhere else.
You did have a book and a staff,
Okay.
so...
I'll keep
but
going.
you did see that. You did see that. You saw
Yes.
there was tattered remnants of robes. But
Did it look like it had tentacles?
no.
No.
Alright.
Alright,
I
Chongo,
don't
help
think
me. We're looking through historical volumes to see if anything evil, undead, and cataclysmic happened. Can I see what a death? Specifically in the West. Sure.
They're
Is
not
that just the
really
coast?
specific
Okay.
because it's
Just a dead guy.
yeah.
What,
but,
where?
West.
West Coast?
It's just west.
West Coast, best coast. That's what I say.
But the east is
You like my
beast.
vampire drawing? man?
Damn right, Chuck.
Oh, that's perfect.
Ah, that's great. Here you go, internet. Oh, those are my drawings. In case you guys were wondering what I was doing, that's everybody that might be trying to kill us. So there you go. Ah, great. I've got inspiration.
Yeah, there's also Deathlocked Masterminds, but that's something different. That's a Deathlock that's gained power back as its own master. But anyway, so what was Chongo researching?
He's gonna help me.
Okay, and what were you researching?
He's gonna help
Good
Rick.
help.
Well, okay.
Well, he's got the pictures.
I'm gonna help Rick.
So if you guys look into undead and you see something that looks similar, that was my point.
That's a really good idea.
Thanks, I'm full of them.
He is. That's why we voted him team leader.
Yeah, but you guys still haven't listened to me once.
Well, I tried to one
Is
time.
he saying something?
It's hurtful, Wade. It's hurtful.
Is he?
Go ahead and make your check.
Natural 20.
It's a
Wow.
bardic inspiration. Give him bardic inspiration too.
Sure, yeah.
And a 3 with guidance.
I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go help Rick.
Ha! That's a 28. That's a 31
31.
before I add my mod, which is a 2. So 33.
It's a good number.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are, what were you researching again? More boats?
No,
That's
this
right.
is historical,
Well, at this point, you could find
cataclysmic, probably, evils that gained power
that. And then this-
in history in the West.
There.
Out that way. Gotcha. Okay.
Because I feel like Oz's train of thought is it was on a boat outside of Gowager, so somewhere on that, it was probably defeated somewhere on that coast.
Okay. So cataclysmic events in the West specifically, not too much. There was a talk of eruptions, Matchborn Archipelago. That was a cataclysmic event. Right, that caused a lot of damage to the few people that lived there. Just reading through general cataclysmic events, there was talk of a black dragon that lived out in the West that was slain by an ancient group of heroes as well. There was that's more in the East, was a whole bunch of stuff dealing with gnolls, but this is again just kind of glancing through as you're flipping through. And there was talk of a very powerful dark wizard who was somewhere in the western reaches, potentially not even from the continent of Evrand, but a dark wizard who had been, he'd dabbled in too deep in necromantic magics and had caused all manner of strife and trouble and was seemingly on the rise to become, a next great, evil, big, bad, evil guy. And that was probably only 75 years prior to current. You don't remember that.
Does it have a name?
Let's make it not 75. Let's make it 200 years prior to current. Yes. Let me get you the name here. It's in this book. Right? That's upside down. That's how you know that it's working. The book's upside down.
That's
How?
Rick's opinion.
Cow.
How?
Walk.
Did you
Actually, it
try?
would be mock if it was upside down.
Yeah.
Are you mocking me now?
Actually, it would be. Moi. In the International Phonetics alphabet, that would spell moi.
Moi?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is hard to do. Because it would be ooh and then aw. So ooh aw. Moi.
Mua.
Yes.
Let me see one thing.
Alright.
Cause I gotta figure out. Do. Sorry, this is way more difficult than I had thought.
That's alright, I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm doing okay.
Chongo's not.
Yeah, but he's hiding it well.
Because you can't see his sad eyes.
Mm-hmm.
How much emotion do you see in a tiefling's eyes? They look like pupils, right? Like, it's like...
I think they can if they do.
You can choose to have, like, that's a thing you could choose to have if you wanted to have pupils.
You can choose to have been born with them.
Yeah, when you make your character.
Yeah.
People get freaked out when you don't have them.
Well, maybe that's why the box
Osler.
Osler.
Yes, Osler of Cern, which is C-E-I-R-N.
C-E-R-I-N?
C-E-I-R-N.
Does it say how he was defeated?
It doesn't. It doesn't. As you read through it, it's kind of one of those things like he just disappeared, and it was assumed that he was defeated, and there was a great battle that had taken place. Armies had kind of rallied to come up with a way to defeat him, and they had these plans to assault from, secret stealthy attacks from the land and possibly from the air on back of flying creatures as well as from the water, and we're going to attempt to take him out. And there was one one being that was sort of the figurehead of this whole endeavor, and that figure's name was Chiron. That was the person who was kind of the arcane, kind of a little bit of a dabbler in arcane and martial, was this person who was going to potentially take out Osler,
Okay.
but was also felled during the fight. Disappeared. You said what, you got like a 31, right?
33.
33. Shit. Alright, so the other thing that you can find is that in the last stand, the final battle that supposedly ended it all, in a big fight of arcane magic and divine versus necromantic and a whole big explosion, was the final assault happened at sea. It was a ship-to-ship conflict. And after the dust settled and everything cleared, the mists, the vessels were gone, and so were both of the combatants. However, Chiron was said to have been aboard a ship, a brass ship of immense arcane potential that was designed to take down Osler.
Okay.
It's called the SS Venture. Which doesn't really make sense for the SS. It's be
Super ship.
Super Ship Venture.
Super ship.
Super ship.
This would be more like the AS Venture. Arcane Ship.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's perhaps going to be the shiny ship.
You're right. Touché. Chongo. Touché.
Did it look like any of these ones? Any of those ones?
Possibly like the Deathlock. Potentially.
Alright guys, I found something that might be it.
We found something that might be it also.
What did you find first?
We found that it might be one of these kind of undead. They're called Deathlocks. And what happens is they were warlocks who fucked up real bad and got their power taken away and became undead. Garbage.
So he just kind of looked like a dead guy?
With a staff, though.
And a book.
And he was doing magic. You can see him doing magic.
I can see their little, what are those, stars?
They're supposed to be, snow.
You know, now that you say that, they look like snow. Chongo, you see the snow?
No, not really, nah.
Oh, it's the star. It's right here. I'm pointing to them. Do you see them?
I mean, I can see them, but I don't see the snow there, you know?
Does it look like magic, though?
Yeah.
So it was a good drawing, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so then I tell them all the information you just told me.
Oh, shit. That seems like much better information.
Yeah. Well, no, because we know it's not a demi-lich.
Yeah, because they are just heads.
Yeah. On fire.
Yeah. Based on my research, they are usually heads which are on fire.
Yeah.
And also that it wasn't a mind flare at any point, because they have tentacle faces, and it's not a skull lord because it had one head.
All right. So now that we have this information, that we think we know what it might be Osler
Osler.
of Saren.
Terrible name.
I know, I agree.
I'm gonna end up getting confused.
Why?
Be like, Oz, and you will be like, what?
Well, he's undead, so probably not.
He can't speak?
Did he speak?
Not to you.
Oh, he was underwater.
I was just going to say that.
Don't you speak underwater?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't speak underwater-ese.
Called Aquan,
You do speak Aquan.
which you can do underwater.
No, I don't. I speak Primordial.
Which covers that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Primordial is... There are 4 sub-languages, Terran, Ignan, Aquan, and Orin. And Primordial covers... It's all 4. So you could learn just one and only speak, like, one piece of it. But if you know Primordial, you know all of them.
Yeah, if you're not all like hoity-toity, you'll learn them all.
So yeah, now that we have this information, and we think we might know what's up with this, now what? We didn't really think this through.
I'm gonna look for a book on how to train a frost salamander. Was that a cold salamander?
Frost Salamander, yeah. Investigation check.
Oh boy. Natural 20.
Hey, you find a book called How to Train Your Frost Salamander.
This is perfect.
It's
Man.
It's a children's book.
Oh.
Hey man, I learned magic out of a children's book. Don't knock it.
Yep. How to train yourself to be adept at magic.
And I'm gonna make sure
Yeah, it
that
works.
the way I have the egg is an okay way to keep it.
Okay. Well, you're going to take some time to read the book.
Hopefully it's not like slightly off to where it comes out with like a snub nose or anything like that.
Wow. Throwing some shade there.
I got it.
Damn.
Get him a black robe.
Haha.
That's right.
Here you go, Jake.
Oh, thanks.
It's using in-universe puns and dad jokes.
Beat.
Uh,
Oh, look, one successful death saving throw. Restore.
Nice.
so,
It's a great one.
Very well could be.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do? You're gonna keep reading your salamander book.
So
What
yeah,
about the rest of you guys?
Do we want to talk to the elders and stuff and be like, yo, we think it's this?
Could be a good idea.
Do we want to get a message out to the court citadel?
That's also might be a good idea.
That ship.
At this point,
Do we want to get a message out to Amber? Be like, yo, Amber, what's where you at?
Yeah, we can do that too, I guess.
See if you're like
This was because from everything I read, it took
one or the other.
several armies and a master of both arcane and martial combat to defeat Osler the first time. So I don't think the four of us got this.
I definitely didn't have that.
Fair. So if this is what it is,
So we should definitely at least talk to those guys. We should bring these books
to those guys.
to those guys.
Talk to we'll try and arrange something with the Grandmaster, or not with the Masters.
That'd be cool to meet
We
the
need some
Grandmaster.
if only, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see if they got the sending books or whatever.
I don't know.
Kits, the sending kits. Yeah. But they can't get a message back, so us sending a message to Ember saying, "Where you at, girl?" isn't gonna help.
You can get a message back.
Yeah,
I think
it
you
just
didn't
comes
put the
out
kits.
loud.
No, it just comes out loud.
Well, everyone can hear.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it'd be even better.
So if you're like, hey, what are you doing right now? And they're like, jerking it. Everybody hears it.
Yeah, but everyone hears that they're jerking
chicken.
it. I don't.
Yeah.
Jerking some chicken.
Jerking the chicken.
I've done
But
it.
yeah, so if
guys.
you,
You're
it just depends on what you.
Take a turn.
It's basically, do you
Larkin jerkin.
do you waste some of the time in your 25 words telling somebody like basically you're on speakerphone?
Fair.
Like you have 25 words. Do you waste like other people can hear this?
No.
Also, you can respond.
Maybe it's like common knowledge.
I mean, well, the sending spell is common knowledge, but knowing how it's coming from.
All right, yeah. Let's try and talk to the masters or someone to talk to Piper to talk to the master. Try and do something like that before we start sending awkward message spells to the court's citadel. BT Dub released Scourge. Might be Osler. Look him up.
Gowager's destroyed.
Gowager's destroyed.
The fuck.
Someone should check that out.
Up for it.
Sincerely. Up force. People can hear you. They don't know in what context. It was a bad message, is what I'm saying.
I think it was
So
30 words
let's
anyway.
talk. It's 25.
I thought you just did 30.
No, I did 25.
Oh, okay.
Ish.
Well, I can't
so
count.
I
let's-
thought it was 32. That's 30 as well.
Let's so let's people here get some advice. Move on from there.
Sounds
Okay.
smart.
Alright.
So,
I lead the way back. Everyone follow me.
you guys head back to the main hall, and you can see it started to filter out a little bit as dinner is over.
Is Piper still here? Or
Yeah, Piper's still here. I'll
alright,
say.
I'm gonna go up to Piper. Hey, Piper? Excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry to bother you.
Hey,
again.
why are those guys looking at you so weird from the table?
So we found some information that might be potentially catastrophic, and we'd like to seek some advice on what to do next. So I don't know if any of the masters would have any interest in what we found, or
If you would.
yeah, basically.
Or like, also thanks for pointing us in like the exact right spot.
Yeah, it was
Like
helpful.
you gave us like, I mean, like a couple hours, and we were like, oh shit, look at all this stuff.
This is all the thing.
And she says, "There's more. I'm sure if you wish to look elsewhere, you might find more information."
We might spend. We'll
Time
see.
is of the essence.
Oh, time is of the essence.
So I want to get like the first message. Like, let's get some advice before we hop back in.
Oh yeah, okay.
And she says,
Unless they can't meet with us until like late tomorrow.
"No, she
Yeah, then we'll go
says,
back.
wait here," and she'll approach the high table. And you see they're in a conversation for a little while.
So I was talking with this chick once,
and then she'll beckon you up.
Ah, cool.
Wrong
Hold up.
table.
Hold up. We go up.
And you guys go up?
Yeah.
And
Chongo, why are you hiding in the back? Get up front.
and she will look to the four of you and look back to the masters, and she says that they're willing to hear you present with what you found and what you say, and we'll go from there.
All right.
She kind of steps to the side, stands next to them at the table.
All right. I will explain everything, the things that happened in Gowager, brass boat, coffin, or sarcophagus. Sorry, lots of runes. Open, spell, gone. Explain what my owl found, the flaying and the destruction, and then explain what I found that I think it might be this wizard Osler from 200 years ago, who was defeated by Chiron, and that if that is indeed the evil that has been unleashed on Gowager, the four of us aren't equipped to handle this, so we were just looking for advice on what they think would be a good next step. Who we should talk to, if we should talk to anyone. If you don't think it's Osler, if you think it might be someone else, just like help.
Please.
Alright, so they will kind of all, listen intently to everything you say, and then they'll sort of deliberate amongst each other for a little while. And then they'll turn back to you. And thinking about what you have said, the tiefling will say that this seems pretty dire. Whole town destroyed, seemingly overnight. There's a lot of death and destruction that needs to be both cleaned up as well as dealt with. And then the half-orc in white that you met.
I'm gonna be kneeling, by the way.
Alright, that you met earlier. We'll kind of again look over all of you and kind of just holy symbol and sort of just almost like not a nervous way, but in an absent-minded kind of
Almost
rubbing.
like a comforting gesture.
Yeah, rubbing the holy symbol of Gond. And he'll say, well, from what you've presented us here, it sounds as though this vessel you have found may be this vessel you mentioned in your research, the SS Venture.
Potentially.
And within it was a sarcophagus containing a creature that was set free. And neither Chiron or Osler were ever found.
Correct. Neither were the ships.
Neither were the ships. Well, except for one, it sounds like, has been found.
Potentially.
And he will ask you, Wave, and the gnome will also pipe in at this point, if you can describe to them literally any of the runes.
No, I didn't study them. I just knew they had some sort of magic, and the sarcophagus had stronger magic. And the water was very murky.
The gnome, just like head in hands, is just like shaking his head. Like, just can't believe what he's hearing right now. And the half-orc continues on about how this is quite troubling, as something was bound in that sarcophagus.
We were also hoping to get a message out, probably to Bricken's homestead, since it is relatively close to the ruins of Gowager, to warn them of this scourge.
Yeah, we told people in the Urdian Conclave.
Yeah, they're aware. Also, most of the survivors of Gowager are on their way to Bricken's homestead, so it'd be nice to see
They're
if they
probably there by now.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It'd be nice to see if they arrive.
And the tiefling will chime in and they'll say, well, hopefully they made it. Hopefully it was a recent arrival, as Gowager has its own problems. There's talks of a black dragon descending upon Bricken's homestead.
Oh shit.
Ah, shit.
About, I don't know, 20, 30 days ago.
Ooh, that's like right after we left.
After we left Bricken's homestead?
Yeah.
No, it's been
No,
longer
it's
than
been
that.
longer than that.
I mean, like 10 days ago? Oh, no, because you took 10 days to make the armor,
armor,
right?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's been at least 50 days.
Okay.
Yeah, and you guys took a while going through the forest and
Yeah.
a whole shitload to get here from
Yeah.
where you were.
It's like 15 days to get from like this part of the forest up to the abbey.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah, so she'll say they're in recovery mode as well, but things, no one knows why, just seem to, at least that's what the rumors say, came from nowhere and assaulted the town, and they were mostly able to survive, but hopefully your friends made it there after that.
Let's hope.
And then the half-orc will chime in again, and he'll say, and the gnome is just like, he's distraught at so much knowledge is had, and there's no more information. And the half-orc will say, something was trapped within that sarcophagus. Something that seemingly, for however long was there, is able to still be alive, or undead, or whatever it is. So my only question is, what was in that sarcophagus? Was it Osler, as you suggest, or could it perhaps have been Chiron in that as well?
Yeah.
Put there, which is more troubling,
Yeah.
meaning that Osler has been alive and about this entire time.
Well, from what I read, Chiron didn't seem like the type of fella to get out of a sarcophagus and start flaying villagers.
I mean, who's to say it was him?
Isn't that what you just said?
No.
That it might have been
I'm
Chiron in it?
I mean, who's to say that Chiron did the flame?
I guess we are under the assumption that whoever came out of the sarcophagus is the one who did the flame. There's a whirlpool.
There was a whirlpool, actually, at the same time. And then, yeah, maybe being stuck in a sarcophagus for 200 years makes you go crazy.
Potentially.
And he says, I don't wish for... He says, someone should go back and investigate. I'm not saying that it should be you, but you're also saying that you caused it.
I mean, it's
Perhaps there's more information to be found there. I mean,
you're pretty sneaky, Oz.
flaying alive or flaying and raising of land is not obviously something that's done by wholly good people.
Right.
Perhaps it was this creature that was set forth from this brass boat. Perhaps it was someone else. Perhaps it was things caught in the crossfire of some combat. I don't know. But there's no way to know without being there.
Shit, that's good advice.
That is good advice. That's what the kind of advice we came here to look for.
Yeah, but it's not what I wanted to hear.
And they said, if this is if we haven't heard rumors of any other assaults of this nature, although Gowager was relatively secluded and didn't have much conversation with the outside world as far as trade or just general conversation. They tended to stick to themselves. Bricken Homestead has more export and means of communication, So that's how we knew of
The attack there.
the dragon attack. But if there are other smaller villages between there, or little pop-ups or other things, or it's traveled somewhere even further where this creature is, or where combats are going, we haven't heard of anything else. So there may be time,
Okay.
but we can't say.
What's the fastest way back there?
To Gowager, and they will say, and they all kind of look at each other, sort of worriedly, but like there's some sort of knowing to them. And the halfling, the one that's just decked out in tattoos, in green, will speak up, and he'll say, well, and then the other ones kind of like look at him like, you really want to go this way? And he's like, we do have tunnels that lead from the abbey into the mountain. And some are...
Oh, shit.
Some, they were originally at one point connected to dwarven tunnels that would lead further to the north, but there were several southwesterly tunnels that were deemed unsafe through things that were found the deeper these tunnels went. And we continued to excavate with an attempt to connect to all parts of the world, so that people could come seeking knowledge from wherever they so choose in a relatively quick underground passage, although it didn't really go so well.
I understand that.
So that may be an option to you. If not going through the tunnels, you could try to traverse the mountains, although that is in and of itself a dangerous task, and who knows what you'll find there. All manner of snow beasts and...
Would it be worth going north to Philiston and then taking a boat?
He says that is an option that you have. He says good luck finding a ship captain worthy of that kind of a voyage. He says Philiston goes by another name, and that is the land of 1,000 pubs. So there is many a drunkard in that town. So if you're looking for a good time, it's not a sort of the edge of the world kind of a place. But if you can find someone sober enough, long enough to take you where you need to go, that may be an option for you as well.
Alright.
Well, shit.
Oh, shit.
And they say we don't really have means of, our... Individually, some of us have the ability to travel great distances with a relatively quick pace, but those of us with those abilities are better served here.
Alright, fair enough. We could try and get a hold of that squirrel lady. Be like, hey, squirrel lady, bring us back to Gowager on the World Tree. And she'd be like,
Assuming there's a portal that'll take you,
yeah, well,
that one that leads there.
I was under the impression that the world tree would get us to other worlds, not different parts of this world.
I don't know enough about world trees. Maybe we can do some research before we leave.
We have the books.
This is the time.
Yeah.
Maybe you could do a little research and just read like the ABCs of teleportation book. Figure it out.
We figure out how to teleport?
Yeah. ABCs of teleportation.
That's a little outside of my...
Teleporting for dummies.
Still, from...
Interdimensional gates for the halflings.
Idiots. Oh.
Are you going to interrupt me when I start to protest again? Probably?
I can't think of any other.
Okay. Well, the arcane magics that
Fun
you
with
need to-
portals? Alright, I think I'm done.
As you guys are
No.
talking and bickering in front of the masters
Yeah.
of this abbey, a man walks through the wall, coming out of the wall, in an ethereal shifting in and out of kind of reality. Is like an ethereal kind of amber colored person, and you see like the whole place just like hushes as he seems he's got a just a serene, a serenity look about him. Like he doesn't really have a care in the world. Has more traditional like gi style robes, but he's got the big long sleeves where he can put his hands in his sleeves. You can't see his hands.
Does he have facial hair?
He does, but he's got a full beard.
Oh, full beard.
Yeah, it's longer though. Not like wizardly, but not like hereish. Right? So like it's a nice beard. Obviously you can't really tell what color his robes are, as they're sort of an ethereal amber. And he just sort of like walks over again, coming out of the wall, and like walks through the table, and like is standing kind of in between you as you're all having this discussion. And he looks to, and like all of the masters kind of bow to him. And he looks to them, and he looks to you. And he says, well, welcome, first of all, to our humble abbey. And he says, perhaps, I shall meditate on what has been said. Perhaps we can find a way to expedite your travel. I shall see. It's been a while since I've traveled myself with any means, regular means, so I'm not sure, but maybe there's a way we can craft something to aid in your journey. This is dire consequences, and while these troubles do not trouble me as though the way they trouble you, this is a world that I have grown quite fond of, and I will do my best to see it preserved. So, I shall call upon you again when I have more information. And then he just sort of gone into like, but as he does, it's like, it's almost like into like dust motes, but there's like a lion roar.
Spooky.
And you did notice that he did have, there were some tattoos. Not like he wasn't fully covered, but like he sort of had, you could kind of tell just from looking at him that he was sort of a mixture of all four.
Okay.
That guy seemed cool.
And like Piper's like, and they're all like, the tiefling's like, well, the Grandmaster is quite skilled.
Awesome.
And they say, so. And like just the halfling or the gnome takes his head away from his hands and then puts his head back in his
In the
hands.
literal sense, like I am filled with awe after being in his presence.
And the half-orc says, so what's your play? What's the plan?
Well,
I think we should gear up to take them on. Eventually.
start gearing up. Long-term gearing up. Like,
Yeah.
we're in first gear right now. We
Like
need to
putting
get up to
gears together to get this machine of good.
My suggestion was gonna be get a good night's rest and wait to hear from the Grandmaster again.
Yeah, do some more
That
research
sounds
in the
great.
morning
Yeah.
in the libraries, and then
Maybe have some breakfast.
Maybe just sleep in. Take a day.
Take a day.
Take a half day.
Take a half day.
Yeah.
Take however long Chongo wants. I mean, we are Chongo and Co.
it's a good point.
And then the half-orc says, is that what we should call you?
Chongo and those that come along.
That's too long.
That's too long.
That's too long.
The gnome's like, yeah, wait.
Yeah, way too long. Yeah.
Chongo and
Chongo
and company.
Yeah.
Says, well,
I don't have an opinion.
Chongo and company. Do what you will. You are welcome to stay and eat of our food and rest here. And then he says, Piper will show you to your accommodations.
All right.
And again, while I think that this is a scenario that requires haste, let's not be hasty in our decisions on what we need to do.
Okay. That makes
Take
sense.
the time you need to do this right.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
And then they sort of kind of give the kind of air of dismissal.
I leave.
And Piper will lead you off.
Yeah.
And you guys are sent to a different area. She leads you out to basically the beginning, and it is in like a... everything's just sort of in shades of brown, and this is sort of like where people come in as initiates when they're first learning before they choose the path that they're going to go down.
I'm also going to try and whisper to Piper, which will be hard because she's tall.
Yeah.
I'm so little. Since is there like a place where one could bathe here? Because this is the first time I've seen Rick out of his armor in like 2 months, and I would love it if he could get a bath.
And she will say there are, novice bathrooms.
Thank you.
Yeah. And she will kind of direct you
Thanks.
to where they are. And she will also... She says, not that you would need them, but if you so choose, there are brown, like robes,
Oh, cool.
if you wanted them.
You never realize how itchy your hair gets.
Rick, now that you have your armor off, and there are baths here, and none of us has taken a bath in a couple 10 days, maybe we should all take this opportunity to clean.
I would love to soak in some water.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start cleaning my armor.
that's not... I meant yourself, Rick. You're getting a little ripe. Maybe it's time to take a bath.
Hey, but that's how you keep fleas off yourself. You never hear that?
No. No.
Do you see any fleas on me?
No, but I'm not looking for fleas.
Well, if you did, you wouldn't find any because it keeps
I'm
them
a
off.
perception check for fleas.
Alright.
23.
No fleas.
I also don't have fleas, and I bathe
Let's
on the
see.
regular.
I'm gonna perception check for fleas.
Okay.
No fleas.
You're pretty sure you might have seen one.
No fleas. So, I'm just saying, I'm trying to sneak around on occasion, and the fact that you're loud doesn't help. But also the fact that people can smell you from a block away, not helping. So I think Chongo and Co. would be benefited if you just please, goddammit, take a bath.
Fine. And I take off my long johns.
I did ask for this.
Yep. These long johns he's been wearing since the start of the campaign.
Do you know any magic laundry spells?
Nah, man. I mean, we could just burn it.
Oh no, I flop them over my shoulder and then walk butt naked over to the baths.
I'm controlling water to cover my face.
It doesn't work because it's transparent, but
Murky water.
There's no murky water. You haven't taken a bath
I
yet.
pick up some sand and I throw it.
There's no sand.
Oh, anything.
Keep sand in his
Something.
pocket for just his certification.
Well, it's just...
We should have went first.
Yep.
Coffee? You guys want coffee?
Sure, yeah.
Well, actually, it's 11:45, so...
Oh, you want to power through?
I mean, only for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
All my hair is white now. I look like a polar bear.
Oz goes to bed.
No shower? No bath?
Oz goes to bed.
Alright, Alice goes to bed.
I'm going to bed. Yeah, see you later.
I emerge, I throw on one of those brown robes, and I very loudly go, ah, and lay back in bed.
There's a puddle of just nasty-ass Rick water
I don't clean it
I
up.
destroy that water.
All right, you do. Gone.
Wow. I never thought I'd destroy water.
That's the first time I think I've ever seen create or destroy water used to destroy it. so-
Yeah.
But it was
This is a good use.
Yeah.
Good use.
the best used one, might argue.
No.
Heck, I might take another bath in the morning.
Fair.
So yeah, you're able, if you wish to, you can go find basically more buckets of water if you want to try to fill this. Take a little while, but you can.
I'll sleep in the bath.
Great. So now it's wave water.
But I wanted to know if
I
wanna
know.
it's okay. Did I read enough about the egg yet?
Did you make me a nature check?
Can you show me?
Nature's intelligence.
22.
Okay. You think you have a general idea. You think that, at least for the time being, with you not in your armor, leaving it inside your armor should keep it cool.
Okay.
Will it work through a backpack? Probably not. So, you have to think about how you want to handle that going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whether or not you think you're actually up to the task of training this thing when it hatches eventually. So, maybe. Alright. And Rick goes to sleep. You're asleep. You fall asleep in the bath. What's Chongo doing?
I just go
Oh,
to
he didn't
sleep.
get an invite from the tiefling? Nothing, no discreet letter?
No.
Ah, shame.
I'm gonna play the long game, I'm not gonna push him in tonight. He's gonna go to bed.
I support that decision.
Right. You guys wake up the next day. You see Wave asleep in the pool of new water.
Yeah, it's about right.
Well,
Let's
put on my long johns.
all right. Let's go back to the library and get some more reading done until we hear from the Grand Master. Unless you guys want to split up, you guys get some supplies together, some rations, stuff like that. While Chongo and I
I'll
go
get
through
the
library.
supplies. All three of you guys should go
All
to
right,
the
cool.
library.
Sure, I'll go to the library, but I also want to see if there's anything in the book to maybe I could learn on how to carry this thing around.
Controlling water. Can he freeze it?
I think you can freeze like a 5-foot block of water. I believe. But you can't freeze anything with something living inside it.
Right. So he could have like a bowl of water, and then freeze that, and then stick the egg in that water.
Potentially.
Potentially.
or a bucket.
Or a bucket.
Well, if he put it in if he put water in a bowl and then froze it, you could really put the egg in it. You can just
Yeah,
rest
put
on
it
top
on
of it.
Rick doesn't think
Shape water does that.
Shape water, yeah.
Water unfreezes in 1 hour.
Oz has an idea. Alright? Take a water skin. And you know there's that seam in the bottom of the water skin?
Yeah,
Slice that open. Put the egg inside.
yeah,
Sew that back up.
yeah,
Now you got a water skin with an egg in it.
yeah.
Put it in the water. Freeze the top bit. Now you have a sack that you can kind of just hang on your belt that is being cooled by your armor. And so if you need to freeze it, you freeze a little bit. And then you're carrying it in a kind of safe thing and you're keeping it cold. Boom, boom.
Is the egg big enough?
Or small
Fit.
enough, I guess.
The egg is bigger than your average water
I thought
skin.
so. Because it was sitting in the armor, so. I was
Yeah.
like,
But
"Nah."
we're here.
Hmm?
You can get something custom.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to try and do.
Oh, that right. You could even have like a 2-chamber sack, and then you just fill the outside part with water, and the inside's just the egg, and then you freeze the outside part.
Yeah, it's a great idea. It sounds like it'd be harder to do though. But it's a great idea.
Well, these guys are artsy. They can probably figure it out.
You go to the green guys.
Green guy seems like the right guys.
Yeah. Green robes, not green skin.
Alright, I'm back in my
Oh,
armor.
Because they're the
As we're
ones
talking
who
about this.
seek power through art.
Yeah.
So they
so
would be the
crafting.
artisans that, if anyone.
I was thinking red, but
Oh man.
maybe they keep the
Got tickle.
templates
Is there
in the
something
books
in
for
here?
something like that.
Sorry for calling you a beast.
I'll do the green.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you're gonna search that out. You're
Yeah.
gonna get supplies, and you two are gonna do
Read
about.
more. I don't know.
Stuff.
Do some
Yeah.
research about black dragons, maybe about teleporting. Maybe see if there's anything specific, like good ways to fight undead. Or maybe do some research on Chiron himself. He sounded like kind of
that's a good idea.
big damn hero.
Yeah.
Have him press the Master of Darkness, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
How to
find
seduce the master of darkness and life and times of Chiron.
One, when you research ways to fight an undead, it says get a paladin.
If only.
Yeah, that's what it says. As far as so, you do some research on Chiron, but I feel like before we get into all of this research, I'm wondering if this is a decent place to cut it. Is this the last night at that table, I wonder, or will we see it again? I don't know. We'll see. You might see this table one more time.
Probably again.
At least one more time.
Yeah.
So, you can make me your persuasion or performance check.
What? Okay. Cool. Persuasion.
That ain't a 1.
Do it.
I'm gonna use it because
Yep.
Use
I
it or
rolled
lose
a
it.
2. That's a 19
Ooh.
plus 11 for persuasion.
Plus the 1.
Plus the 1, so 31.
So something about Chongo today infinitely more appealing.
Is the night rest. He did the rest.
I see.
We had a big day.
Yeah.
Fought a guy. Fought a lizard.
Some skeletons.
Some skeletons.
Yeah. So today, she decides that she's gonna teach you a thing or two.
Woo!
And you see that Chongo goes through from the high table, the black door with the Master of Darkness.
I say to no one in particular because they have left. We're gonna need a new person to be NCO. Because I think Chongo's sticking around here for a while.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll see. So Jake left.
Yeah, he does that. The jerk.
Wait, that's actually as Sean was walking off, turns back to you. This time remembers pulling down, winks, and
Yeah, nice.
I gotta win from Chongo. There's no one here to share the moment with.
So, Internet, as much as I would like to keep this game going for longer, we sort of knew it was going to be a research-heavy episode, but I do have a 12-hour drive that I have to do tomorrow, so probably going to end this right on time, even though we did start a little bit late. And we will resume next week. Next Tuesday. No, we won't. Evil Game. 2 weeks. We'll be playing this game again. One, I would like to throw an immense praise and thank you to Will for Chongo, bringing Chongo to life, and having him here was a blast.
well, thanks for having me. It was
Yes.
a lot of fun.
Great support
Chongo
there.
is still around, so you never know when Chongo will return.
Thanks, bud.
Chongo, we could do one of those, Marvel
Marvel.
movie. Chongo will return
In the credits.
at the end of the
Nice.
credits. So you didn't see it because you went to get supplies, but Chongo went off with the Master of Darkness.
Ooh.
This 31 persuasion check.
Oh, all right. So things ended up good for Chongo.
Hey.
Today was his day.
Today was his day.
basically, yeah, we will. Next week will be Evil Game.
Right.
And we'll resume this. Potentially, I guess more than likely, with Celine returning as Ember, which will be interesting.
Almost definitely.
That's why I need to get her to commit to sitting down and talking about what happened.
Well,
Character.
Evil Game will be the good.
Yeah.
Time
Well,
to do
yeah.
that.
No. I have a long. This is not like a before Evil Game. Like there's a long conversation that needs to happen, because you guys have been gone since she left for 15, 20 days at this point.
Probably. Yeah.
Something like
Maybe
that.
a little longer. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot of stuff that's been happening on her end.
No, it's good.
So I need to talk to her and have a conversation. So anyway, thank you again to Will for bringing Chongo to life, and he will return at some point. He can. He's not dead, and right now he's just getting laid by a very powerful monk / mistress of darkness.
He'd have it no other way.
I'm sure.
At least for now, man.
That's
Until he's ready to move on.
Yeah, that's how he
But he
rolls.
can't because he's tied up.
Man, you don't know if she's into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, just 'cause she's
Black robes.
That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna have to.
rescue Chongo later.
No, I was gonna start calling ourselves start calling ourselves Op Force again.
Chongo and company, and then Chongo leaves.
Well, we could just name ourselves and company.
Or you could just be Chongo and company and be like, "Where's Chongo?" Or "Who's Chongo?" He's not here right now.
Trust us, though. He's the best of us.
Better than the rest of us.
So, again, thank you everyone for coming out and playing. Thank you, Will, once again for being here. And I was gonna say filling in the gap that Celine left, but we're just gonna say for bringing Chongo to this table.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Added a lot. It was fun.
Yeah. I tried my best.
Revolutionized music.
Yep. Gonna leave us all wanting more.
Yes. So thank you so much, Internet, for being here with us tonight. And yeah, I will see you all at Gen Con tomorrow when I get up in a few hours from now to do that drive.
Oh, yeah.
Hello,
Like-
Internet.
Coffee.
Yeah, lots of coffee, audiobooks, podcasts. Got a lot of stuff I gotta catch up on. I got 12 hours to do it,
Ah, there you go.
and another 12 hours 5 days after that. So
Sounds dumb.
we'll
It's
see.
enough for 2 or 3 audiobooks, depending on the length.
Or one.
Or 1, depending
One
on the
the-
length.
both times.
Yeah.
That's a full day of driving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's too much. In my opinion.
For 5 days of vacation.
I mean, I've done it for a wedding. It was dumb. I don't recommend it.
That's fair.
Driven 14 for 3, so
3 days or 3 hours?
3 days.
Oh,
3 hours
days.
of vacation.
That would be dumb.
That'd be crazy.
yeah.
I'd
So
totally do it.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4, and come back on Monday. The best 4 days in gaming if you follow what they say on the Gen Con website.
Ooh. I mean,
Anyway, thank
You'll
you.
be able to let us know.
I've done it once before, so I know.
Well,
It's pretty good. Anyway, good night, Internet.
love you.
it's a lot of